This is the Tab Touch handicap field, and they're set. They're racing. And the Bunbury 3-year-old UMI won the start clearly from Three Secrets, and now In Love with Paris and Sun Boss pushing up. And coming across is the filly How to Fly. Danny George going straight back and will settle down last, pushing up on its inside. Family Discussion. At the 900 they go. They settle down, and the Chestnut UMI leads narrowly. The Written Tycoon filly How to Fly goes up now within a neck of him. Sun Boss got into a beautiful posse over on the outside from In Love with Paris. They're a length and a half to Three Secrets and Family Discussion. And last of all, the Pinjarra 3-year-olds, Danny George. At the 550, they come off the riverside of the track, and UMI doing it easily. Cruising along the Chestnut with the Blaze coming up to the corner. It's UMI 3/4 to a length on How to Fly. McGruddy now pulls Three Secrets to the outside of those. He's trying to work him into the race. Down on the inside, In Love with Paris as they'd cornered. And Danny George starts his run from further back in the field. UMI, though, he's foxing at the 200 from How to Fly. Three Secrets the outside. In Love with Paris is getting a great inside run. In Love with Paris and Three Secrets go to UMI. In Love with Paris on the inside from Three Secrets. In Love with Paris. I think it's In Love with Paris. Had the head turned sideways right on the line, but won it narrowly from Three Secrets, UMI. And they were followed by Danny George or Family Discussion. How to Fly weakened out of it, and so did Sun Boss, who was the last of them in. In Love with Paris, ridden by Daniel Stake, the Regano 3-year-old, first up, has won from Three Secrets, and UMI persevered with the inside run. It came his way. He had his head screwed sideways right at the finish. He's won by about a half a head. Should have been marginally longer there, but he certainly did have his head and neck screwed sideways as if he was looking at the winning post, as Stake thrust him to the line from Three Secrets, UMI. And How to Fly, in fact, has run fourth in the middle. She has held fourth in front of Danny George and also Family Discussion in a time of 1:11.34. First up today, as was the case last campaign, for the promising In Love with Paris by Regano from Paris Cracker, owned by Neville Duncan at Oakland Park, trained by F.R. Kersley and ridden by Daniel Stake. 5:32.60 over number 3. Three Secrets, $1.90 by So Secret from Tribulot, trained by Steve Wolf and ridden by Sean McGruddy. And third will be UMI, who's by hard spun out of Miss Ducati, Michael Lane and Kate Whitten. How to Fly, number 1, is fourth home, and the sectional is 36.51. Very good trial by In Love with Paris at Belmont Park recently. Lightly raced. That's its 5th run this afternoon. Second win. Both have come first up in a campaign. He tracked up well inside of UMI at the 200-metre mark. He speared through, had enough room and momentum. Three Secrets was winding up, but In Love with Paris, the softer run on the inside late, just wins it in a very good finish to race 2 on the card. Now, the next of the day, race 3, the Richard Lee 70th birthday handicap. This is restricted to fillies and mares at 2:33 and a field of 12. No alterations down there. Let's head down to the winners' enclosure. About to catch up now with Gareth Hall, and Fred Kersley also makes his way down there as we take you to the mounting enclosure after the victory of In Love with Paris, and it ran right up to its good trial, Gareth.
It did just that, Darren, and In Love with Paris had a pretty handy preparation to kick off its career, but after Darren just pointed out, that trial was really good, and it was a good solid victory, defeating a smart one here today.
Yeah, he got found out a little bit late. The second horse was closing on. We wouldn't want to go much further, and fair to say he got all the favours, but we'll take it.
He was a horse that showed plenty last preparation. Has he gone on with it in your eyes this time in, Fred, after that little bit of a break?
Yeah, well, I'd like to think so. I mean, he obviously got to improve on that run today, and I think he will. I mean, he probably went in on, like, underdone. So if he takes natural improvement out of the race, then it could expect a stronger performance.
What's his best trip? You tried him over a little bit further last prep. Is he a 7-furlong horse, maybe to a mile?
Yeah, I think you measured it pretty good. I mean, 1400 is probably ideal, but, you know, he's speedy enough, so, he did give him a little bit of a start. He come out easy. So, you know, he's still learning, and who knows where he gets to.
Where do we see him next?
Oh, I haven't even thought about it, but probably 2 or 3 weeks' time.
Always a pleasure, Fred. Congratulations.
My pleasure.
There we go. Fred Kersley, the Hall of Famer. He kicks off this particular meeting, Brittany, at Ascot, and pretty handy fashion because his 2-year-old went really nicely, and then In Love with Paris it had barrier one. Barrier one can be so important. Daniel Stake took all of the shortcuts, but he still had to do the job, and 3 Secrets was brave. And UMI, that horse, we gave a bit of a push to it, a price, gave a good side in front.
Well, if someone took the each-way price, I think they'll be very happy with
No
the...
third dividend, unfortunately,
oh, no.
Britt. Yeah.
Unfortunately, with the scratchings, of course. Oh, that is very disappointing, isn't it? If you had...
Nothing more frustrating when you think maybe I got third, but you don't.
Oh, well, that's all right. It was still a very nice run. It really sort of gave it to it in those concluding stages. UMI.
Yep, and Daniel Stake's riding really good form, and he'll be catching up with you shortly. How to Fly sat outside of the leader. She might be coming towards the end of her preparation, and Danny George loomed up and just finished 6th along with Family Discussion, but In Love with Paris was too strong on the end. It was Stake at his very best. He never went around a horse there, Brittany.
It was a beautiful ride. It always helps when you draw barrier one and you're able to sort of get that nice run.
Yeah, it is, and it's also nice when you're riding a quality horse. You know, he's well bred from Mr. Duncan's stable, and Mr. Kersley's done a fantastic job with him. I think he's a horse that's developing. He's still a little bit green, but there's so much to like about him, and yeah, I think you haven't seen the best of him yet.
How confident were you coming into the race, given that really nice trial?
Very confident. I'd like the way that he trained leading up to this race, and you know, gives you a great feel. So.
Sneaking up on the rail and hitting the line, do you think that the 1400 would be suitable?
Yeah, it won't be a problem for him.
Best of luck. Congratulations.
Thank you.
There's Daniel Stake catching up with Brittany. In Love with Paris. Who isn't in love with Paris? Wins the second.